This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we'll take you to a special groundbreaking at a site in Hazleton with a lot of good memories. Happy Friday. This is FYI on SSPTV, and I'm Ken Kara. Nice to meet you or see you again. A long-time vacant site that once housed D.A. Harmon Junior High School in Hazleton will soon have new life. Today, ground was broken on an $8.7 million apartment complex for senior citizens to be known as Gennaro Gardens. I spoke to Mayor Joe Iannuzzi, Mike Kearney, the president and CEO of Monarch Development Group of Camp Hill, and Hazleton Housing Authority President Charles Gennaro, whom the project is named after.
It was 2 years ago we stood on this property. Well, we stood downtown looking for something downtown, and we ended up with this being the best choice here because it was a nice piece of property in a great location. So we started, and this is it. 2 years later, finally we broke ground, and I'm pleased.
It was important to us to name it Gennaro Gardens because of the history that Charles Gennaro has, specifically with the Housing Authority, and his interest in supporting the low-income population within the city of Hazleton, and quite frankly within the county, because the city serves the county as well. So we wanted to name it after somebody that was instrumental, that's had an active role, a long-standing role in the community, and Charles just seemed to be the perfect person for us to name it after.
It symbolizes the progress that the city of Hazleton has been doing. For a long time, we recognized this plot of ground as the institution of learning. And then it became vacated, and it was left to be an sore eye. Now, with the fantastic special people that we were able and fortunate to be in contact with, they are reviving this ground.
Well, they couldn't have got a better name than Gennaro. I mean, he is the housing authority, and he deserves this. But the city of Hazleton deserves this too, because it's going to be a senior citizens area where they could go and retire in a small little apartment and have all the amenities that go along with it.
The 93-year-old Gennaro says there is a great need for senior housing in the area, and he explained that he had attended D.A. Harmon School, a site that will now bear his name.
Tremendous. And it hurts us to not be able to provide a place to live for our people. And it's increasingly more difficult. And something like this doesn't solve all of the problems, but it certainly is a big start. And we have already discussed with Mike and his associates on something that is going to be even progressively increasing to get more housing here. And hopefully I'll be around at least to see some of it.
Last name is Mr. Gennaro, and I thought Mike brought up an interesting point. He said maybe some of the people living here had, went to this school or went to Harmon. What are some memories of it? Yeah, what do you remember of the school?
I remember the school very, very well, because here I learned the academics of life, but I also learned how to play the trombone. So the musical aspect in the housing, the school district had a very, very terrific programs in getting the children to start to have the fine arts. And I remember the fantastic teachers that we had here in D.A. Harmon Junior High School.
I have to say, though, I went to Grebe, and these were our opposition here, Harmon, but it's a great piece of property. And yes, I'm glad that they're utilizing it and bringing a little of the history back.
You can read more about the project in tomorrow's Standard Speaker. The budget battle continues for the city of Hazleton. Last night, council voted 4-1 to table the proposed 2015 budget on second reading. The move came after a heated disagreement between Mayor Joe Iannuzzi and Council President Jack Mundy over a stormwater fee. The debate ended with the mayor walking out. Council meets again on Wednesday. The Freeland community is mourning the loss of a well-known member of the community. 40-year-old Mark Cherisaro died in the Thursday morning fire. He was found in the second-floor bedroom of his home. A family of 3 who lived next door is being helped by the Red Cross. Cherisaro is being remembered as a person who was always willing to help others and as a talented caterer who began his career in the kitchen at Jetto Stars. In his honor, the Jetto Stars was scheduled to open their kitchen at 5 o'clock on Friday, with all profits benefiting the family. The investigation into the cause of the fire continues. Our Adopt Me segment from the Hazleton Animal Shelter will return next week. For now, here's how you can help the dogs, cats, and other furry friends at the shelter. They're looking for litter, comforters, towels, and linens during this holiday season. And Chris, the host of Adopt Me, wants me to tell you 2015 licenses for your pets are now available at the shelter. You can stop by during regular business hours, or you can give them a call at the phone number on your screen for more information. It's their gift to the community. This Sunday, the MPB Players will present their 3rd annual Christmas pageant.
Free concert pageant, just celebrating the true reason for the season. We are doing it in 2 different locations this Sunday. The first one is at Trinity Lutheran Church at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Second is at MPB in the church, and that's at 7:30 Sunday evening. What we do is we take goodwill donations for anybody who would like to contribute, and all of that money will go to our venues. Now, because we had to cancel what was supposed to be our first performance this past week at Catholic Social Services, we're going to take a portion of those proceeds and donate it to Catholic Social Services.
The performances are Sunday at 2 p.m. at Trinity Lutheran Church and at 7:30 p.m. at MPB Church in Hazleton. If you're planning to stay indoors this weekend, SSPTV can help entertain you. Enjoy new shows airing all weekend, like this very informative Sam Lasan show featuring chiropractor Dr. Joseph Bafil, medical doctor Philip Benyo, and optometrist Dr. James Diem. This episode airs tonight at 7 p.m. Plus an all-new Real Life in the OR Sunday at 3:30 p.m. and a new It's Your Health Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. And here's what our media partner, the Standard Speaker, is working on for tomorrow's edition. Representatives of several agencies will meet next week at the site of a near-tragic traffic accident to discuss the problem and potential solutions. You can read all about it in Saturday's Standard Speaker. Well, a little later in sports, we'll tell you about 2 local high school basketball teams meeting up at a very interesting location for a game this weekend. And after this break, we'll tell you how you can help out those in need this holiday season.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
I'd like to make a toast to Sand Springs. They have had a phenomenal 2014 when it comes to planning weddings. And if you're a bride-to-be, then you will want to join us here on FYI each and every Friday. We're with Stacy Hornberger, and she is in charge of coordinating all of these beautiful weddings. And that's such an interesting job to have.
It is, it is. This has been a great year. We are booking up fast for next year, even into 2016. So if you're looking to have a wedding, I definitely recommend jumping right in. It's never too early. You can get a head start on everything.
Okay, so over the course of the next few weeks, we're going to be giving you tips, ideas, suggestions on what you can do to make your wedding unique and one of a kind. Today we're talking about wrapping everything together. We are here in Celebrations, the newest facility. It's about a year old, a little over a year old, and the linens could really make your wedding look different.
They do. The linens are so important, and so is the look of your wedding. It's what ties all of your hard work and all of your ideas together. Items such as the Chiavari chairs, colored linens, colored tablecloths, napkins, it all looks great, and it's what makes your wedding stand out amongst the rest. Here at Sand Springs, we customize the look for you. Whether you want something extravagant and bold or something simple and modest, whatever you're looking for, we have the perfect look for you.
So if someone comes in, you can show them exactly some samples like we have today. You can have something very bold or something very classic. So what are the trends for 2014?
The biggest trends that I've been seeing for 2014 are the more natural look. Lots of whites and creams paired with mahogany, blush, beige, really showing those neutral tones, and then sometimes just adding even just a pop of color somewhere. That's all it takes for it.
Okay, so if anyone has any questions, they can certainly call Sand Springs, a very experienced staff here as you continue to grow. I know that there are great testimonials from the brides that have had their weddings here at Sand Springs. Next Friday here on FYI, we are going to talk about sweets and treats, right?
We are.
Very important part of planning your wedding here on FYI.
Time now for the weather on FYI. If you turn up the audio on this video, you'll hear me blowing on my hands so they don't fall off. It was a cold one today, and we just better get used to it. Let's take a look at our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be mostly cloudy with a low around 25. And now on the extended forecast, Saturday will be mostly cloudy with a high near 35. Saturday night we'll get down to 25 degrees. On Sunday, it looks like a mostly sunny day with a high near 37. At night, partly cloudy, low around 29. Next work week will begin partly sunny with a high of 40. Not a bad way to kick things off. At night, we'll get down to 31. Tuesday, there's a slight chance of showers, high of 39. Tuesday night, cloudy with a low around 31 degrees. The red kettles and bell ringing are synonymous with the Salvation Army, but as Lisa Sugart found out, volunteers to man those kettles are in short supply.
Each year at this time, the Salvation Army is known for helping many people who are in need to ensure that this is a wonderful holiday season for everyone. However, this year the Salvation Army needs your assistance to help those people, both in volunteer service hours and also monetarily. Here to tell us all about it is Lieutenant Stacy Ferreira. She is the Assistant Corps Officer with the Salvation Army of Pottsville. Stacy, thank you so much for being here with us today. I understand this is a rough season. It's a shortened Christmas season, and you need not only funding, but volunteers.
That's right. We're really struggling to cover all of our kettle stands during money, and when we don't have somebody to cover our spot, we lose a couple $100 a day. And that really hurts us because then we can't help everybody that we need to help.
So you're looking for people out there. Is there any requirements for someone to be able to go out and ring the kettle?
No, pretty much anybody. You could call the Salvation Army, you could call us in Pottsville or your local one and say that you'd like to volunteer your time, and they'll set it up for you.
Now, you were telling me that there is a tremendous need. So how have you seen, more and more people coming through your doors needing the help of the Salvation Army?
Well, last winter we had a very cold winter, and so there's a lot of need from that. A lot of people are out of jobs, out of work, and so we've seen over probably 100 new families coming to us for assistance in the past few months. And so the need is growing, and as the need grows, the money needs to grow as well.
Wow, it is a really tough time. And someone might be watching right now, and maybe they can't get out and about all the time or be at the place where the kettles are. If they want to make a donation in another way, can they do so, like online or anything like that?
Absolutely. You could donate online at onlineredkettle.org, and it will be able to direct you to your local Salvation Army to donate to, or you could even mail in a donation to your local Salvation Army.
And give yourself a plug for the Salvation Army in Pottsville. If anybody has any questions, they want to volunteer help, give the number again.
The number for the Salvation Army in Pottsville is 570-622-5252, and you can ask to speak to me, Lieutenant Stacy.
All righty. Well, some very good advice if you'd like to make this a wonderful holiday season for everyone. Please, if you can't give monetarily to help those out, maybe you could give some time out to make sure that the Salvation Army does help everyone who needs it.
Thanks, Lisa. Get out and do some good, and you can do a lot of good if some of your numbers match. Here, it's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. The daily number 861, the big four 7618, Quintos 67475, and finally treasure hunt 3, 5, 11, 17, and 19. We get a sports history lesson next on FYI.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
My very first local sports memory was watching the Hazleton High School Mountaineers play basketball at St. Joseph's Gym on Laurel Street in Hazleton. Years later, my CYO team, the Holy Spirit Academy Flames, won the 1997 CYO championship on that floor. A year later, I got cut from the Bishop Hayfie 7th grade basketball team because I was terrible. That's besides the point. The historic gym, now a part of Holy Family Academy, will add another chapter to its proud history on Saturday night. High school basketball will return to St. Joe's Gym at 6:30 p.m. Saturday when MMI plays Marian Catholic. The Colts head coach John Patton contacted Holy Family Academy's athletic director over the summer about bringing high school basketball back to the gym. Here's Holy Family Academy's AD Tom Kostick giving us a little history lesson.
Yeah, St. Joe's Gymnasium goes back a long, long way. Actually, it was built in 1951. At one time, this was probably the largest facility in Hazleton area that could house maybe 3,500 people. So not just basketball took place here, but every major event where a large gathering took place, it probably ended up here, not just for basketball reasons. I believe some political candidates had a meeting place here. There were some professional teams that played here. I know there was the Eastern Basketball League played here. I can remember as a little kid sitting in the stands and watching Digger Phelps coach over here, St. Gabriel's. Legendary Jack Ryan, who is deceased right now, he also was one of the great coaches at St. Gabriel's. So, I mean, it goes back a long time, and many Hazletonians have memories of being in this gym and have a lot of experience and stories to tell.
It's interesting that MMI will be a part of this game because Kostick says MMI was the last high school team to play there, either in the mid to late 80s or early 90s as their gym was being renovated. Harry Zupulit helped Holy Family Academy get a new scoreboard at the gym, and the school recently redid the floor. And I'm sure Ron Marchetti has a St. Joe's Gym story or 700. We'll have to get him to tell us one day, but right now he's in with Short Shots.
The 12th day of December is almost over, the eve of the final college football regular season game. The contract was signed a few years ago, and this game will continue to be the finale each and every year. Army, Navy. Hi, everybody. This is Short Shots. Tomorrow, Army and Navy will meet in Baltimore, but the anticipation, anxiety, suspense, and excitement is just not there anymore, at least not for me, a devout Army fan. Why? Because Army has not beaten Navy since 2001, losing 12 in a row, which will change to 13 in a row at this time tomorrow. I'm not sure that Army will ever defeat Navy again, but I will watch from beginning to end, and I will moan and groan and suffer. Navy is favored by 14. It could be and probably will get ugly again. But anyway, let's wrap up this week. Marion Phillies coach Paul Bruto won his 500th game as Marion, 642 coaching wins overall, as Bruto's brigade defeated Shamokin and Lourdes Regional to capture the Lourdes Tap-Off Tournament in Cole Township. The Hazel area boys opened their season at home for the first time in their 23-year-old school history with an easy 19-point win over Milton. 4 players scored in doubles, and 11 different Cougars scored in a very balanced attack. The Lady Cougars split a pair last weekend. Mackenzie Uri totaled 38 points. The Marion boys lost 2 of their first 3, and the Weatherly boys, behind Luke Reiner's 25, won their first in OT. Tuesday and Wednesday were eggplants, and Kenny just covered last night, which was also an eggplant. So, what else? Bloomsburg University lost their Super Region 1 football championship game to 13-0 Concord, 32-26 in Athens, West Virginia. Hazelton's Chad Hoffman caught 3 passes for 68 yards. The Huskies finished a successful campaign at 11-2. South Williamsport All-State sensation Dominic Bragalone ended his high school career with 3 touchdowns and 275 yards rushing, giving him 67 TDs and over 4,700 rushing yards this season. 120 for his career. Not only a state record, but a national mark. 120 touchdowns in 1 year. South Williamsport lost to Bishop Guilfoyle 28-21, but Dunmore will play for the 2A state championship tomorrow in Chocolatetown, and also tomorrow at St. Joe's Gym, which is now Holy Family Academy. The Marion Colts will play the MMI Preppers, a once-a-year thing at that site. I would love to see the Cougars schedule one game a year at the old zoo. Alabama will meet Ohio State, and Oregon will play Florida State in the 4-team college playoff. The two winners will clash for the national championship. Penn State's going to the Pinstripe Bowl in the Bronx, and Notre Dame going to the Music Bowl in Detroit are two of 74 teams playing in 37 bowls. Mother of God. Half of those stadiums will be empty on game day, and right now, I'm empty. See you Monday. Till then, be a good sport. Stay loose.
Be happy, it's Friday, and go to Bottlenecks for half-price happy hour starting at 6 p.m. They have live music and half-price appetizers.
Here's tonight's social and Talk of the Town reports. A very happy 15th birthday goes out to Kayla Elizabeth Shemansky. From all of your family and friends from school, cheerleading, and dance. Happy birthday, Kayla. Also, a happy birthday goes out to Joe Zoldi. Love your family and friends. And a happy 12th anniversary goes out to Mark and Janine Mazurkevich from your family and friends. In tonight's Talk of the Town report, join us Saturday, December 13th at 7 p.m. for John and Aaron Productions' presentation of Our Christmas Cabaret. It'll be held at the Trinity Church Theater, 58 River Street in Carbondale. Tickets are $11 per person in advance and $13 at the door. For more information, call 1-800-838-3006 or go to ourcabaret.com. And the Hazleton Area High School Band and Chorus will perform on December 16th at 7 p.m. at the Hazleton Area High School Auditorium. Tickets are $4 for adults and $3 for students and senior citizens. There'll also be a bake sale. Hope to see you there. FYI News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Mitzi Meal Gallagher of Hazleton. Friends may call Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the McNulty Funeral Home. In lieu of flowers, donations may be made to assist the family with the cost of transportation to the Philippines. James McNeilis of Hazleton. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. A funeral mass will be announced and celebrated in the new year. Magdalene M. Ferry of Freeland. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home will announce complete arrangements. Rocco J. Aruzo, formerly of Latimer. A mass of Christian burial will be held Monday at 10 a.m. at Good Shepherd Church. Interment will follow in Calvary Cemetery. The Furo funeral service is hailing arrangements. Dorothy Guerra of Frackville. Religious services will be held Monday at 9 a.m. at the Albert L. Grikoski Funeral Home. A Divine Liturgy with burial service will be held Monday at 10 a.m. at St. Mary's Byzantine Catholic Church. Friends may call 5 to 8 p.m. Interment will be held at the St. Michael's Parish Cemetery in Shenandoah. Marla Dawn Harrington of Ringtown. The funeral will be held Monday at 11 a.m. at the Stoffer Bresnik Funeral Home. Relatives and friends are invited to the viewing 9 to 11 a.m. Calvin M. Hosky of Hazleton. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonnen Funeral Home and will be announced at a later date. David G. Canuck. A memorial gathering will be held December 20th, 9:30 to 10:15 a.m. at Hales Corners Lutheran Church. And Mark A. Cherisaro of Freeland. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home will announce arrangements.
If you're watching at 5 p.m. on Friday, horse-drawn carriage rides are happening in downtown Hazleton until 7 p.m. as part of Second Friday. That's where I'm off to right now. Till Monday, take it easy, everyone.